This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. So we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas. But first, I want to take a look here at Netflix and at Tesla. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock, not ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Netflix, here we have Tesla. Now, you can see here I would just sold right on down here. When you look at this chart pattern here, you'll see we have this head, left shoulder, right shoulder, came right on down here nicely. Now, it rallied up here, but then again, what we did is we put this basically a double top situation, and then we sold off here on all this big tariff news and everything. Okay, so today we broke that key support level at 853.87, and we got down as low here as 821.10. What we're looking for here is just on the left-hand side here, is we're looking for right here as 823.52, and then we could come down here to the this 200-day at 809. But now, you can see she bounced right off of this area, went just a little bit lower, and then we rallied up here nicely. Now, we're back above this 853.87. So what are we looking here on the upside? Well, we're going to look at today's high. Okay, you're looking at 906.74. And then we're going to start running into some huge resistance at 920. That's your 8-day. And then we have your 100-day here sitting right there at 927. And then we have your 21-day at 930.49. So that's going to be very, very strong resistance. If we get above that, then we'll be looking for that 50-day at 966.67, and then 998.70. That's going to be the big retest. Obviously, we can crack above that. Then we just bring this price channel right across here, and your target's going to be 1,045 and then 1,064. Okay. Again, I like to show you where it can go, but remember, there's going to be strong resistance because you got the 8-day, the 100-day, 21-day all sitting right here, and you get through that, then you're going to be looking at that 50-day. So very, very strong. Now, downside, say we lose this here, this key 809 level here, okay? Well, when we look right across the chart here, okay, there's your 809 level, lies up very, very nicely. But then what you have to do is you have to look at the big picture here, where you come all the way down here to 773, okay? Because, and then we also have this gap, okay? So always look at the gaps. I like to show you where that gap is. Okay, so we look at the bottom of this candle, you're looking at 736.23. There's your gap. And then we look at the top of this candle right here. You're looking at 704.41. Okay, so your gap, again, 736.23. And then your fill right there is 704.41. That, if you start losing your 200-day, that would be your nice big target that we'd be looking for here on Netflix. Okay, now you can see here where we have a nice positive divergence on the RSI. This is why I always use the RSI. It's not just for strength. Okay, so we put this low in here. Okay, we put in a low. Then we put it even lower low here today, but look at the RSI, a higher low. See this positive divergence here on the old Netflix, okay? That's why this is one of the signs that I look for. I take a scalp long, okay? So always look for stuff. RSI, okay, MACD, anything that'll give you that edge, you know, into trading. Okay, Tesla, here's another one, okay? Very, very nice. Now, there's no divergence here. We just put a low in here, and then we put in a higher low here. But we're still here looking pretty good here. Actually, we do have a small divergence going on here. Okay, we have a low, then we have a higher low here. So I'm stand corrected on that. So we do have a little positive divergence. Now, what we're looking for is that 217.02, because that here was this gap fill. Okay, so we filled that gap, and then we look at the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 212.11. Hasn't gotten there yet. Okay, so what we're looking for here on the upside is, well, look, you see where it rallied there today, okay? Where did you go? Right into the 21-day, okay? So that's going to be very strong resistance, that 252.47. And then what we have here is you have 260.94 if you can get above. Now, if you can get above that, then we have this 200-day at 389 and then 303 here on your 50-day, okay? So when you trade this, it says, I took a scalp in the old Tesla today. There was a lot of great scalping because, see, what happened is that it got leaked somehow out of the White House that they were going to postpone these tariffs for, I think it was 90 days or something. The market just turned around and rallied huge, and then it was like, false information. Okay, so then that came off really, really hard, kind of a situation, and then that was all done here. And now we just have back to your trading market. But we have green numbers here. S&P is up, the Nasdaq's up, the Dow's down a little bit there. So right now, overall, not too bad. Okay, so what you want to watch on the downside on Tesla is that, remember that watch that 217.02. That's going to be very, very key. If that's lost here, then we're going to come right down to that 212 area. Upside, right here, this is everything. Okay, is that 252. That's going to be very key. That's your 21-day, like we've slammed right into it today. We get above, you have that 8-day, then you have the 200-day, then we have the 50-day. Okay, So very, very good trading in here. Very, very good trading on NFLX. Now, just remember, we have a trader's market here. This is not a buy and hold, okay, kind of a situation or build a position. Just trade this market until we have an actual bottom. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have Bitcoin daily chart. Now, you can see here how we're holding this 200-day here right now, okay? So we'll have to see how we close, but 78,518, that's going to be key. That's lost. We come right here to that price channel. You're looking at 76,735 level. Now, we got down to today's low here. That went all the way down there to 74,635. We're looking for this level right here at 74,485. Okay, so we're holding that level. That's going to be very, very crucial. Okay, now, again, if we start losing levels here, just go look to the left of the chart. Everything you need to know is right there for levels. Okay, so we start losing that, and then we're going to come right here, 72,360, okay? And then we'll come up at the top of this candle right here. You're looking at 70,825. And then we'll come up to the bottom top of that candle, 69,635. And then what we have here is right there on top of that candle right here. You're looking at 67,135. But that's only if that 200-day and that key price channel there are lost out of the situation, okay? But right now here, we're back above, okay? We're back above. So we had this nice good sell-off here, but now I think we just put an absolute a gap here, okay? So what we have here on the high is 81,450. There's your gap, and then we want to look to the bottom of this candle here, 81,890, okay? So we have a gap and your fill, okay? That's going to be your resistance levels, and then we have that 8 SMA sitting right there at 83,973, and then we have the old 21-day at 84,089 here. So this is actually a good trader here today. Now, I trade the IBIT. I bought it here yesterday. I sold it here already today. And then I go BITI, which is a nice, good trade there on the short side, okay? So actually, I don't know, this has really been a really good market. TQQs, I'm all out of the position there now on my trading positions. And I scalped 14 points out of TQQ today. So that was really good. So I bought it last night when everybody panicked, okay? Sold it, got 4 points, and then sold it when that market just rallied for another 10 points. So it was a really great trading day, actually. So if you don't want to stay, I don't want to go with NVIDIA or Amazon or Meta or Microsoft or Apple or Netflix or Google or Tesla. You can trade the TQQQs, and it's like a one-stop shopping. It has all that stuff in there plus Costco, okay? And many other things. So it's a really, really good trading ETF, okay? So bottom line, what you do is you're watching that 200-day. That's going to be very, very key. We're going to watch this price channel, okay? And then we're going to watch that today's low at that 74,635 level, okay? So that's what we're going to trade against when those futures open there at 6 o'clock. Upside, what we want to do is we want to watch today's high. That's going to be very key, 81,450. You get above that, you want to go right to the bottom of this candle here at 81,890 here, and then we're going to go look right here at that 8-day, and we're going to look at that 21-day, okay? So that's what we're always looking at here. Always, 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 you know what I'm saying? Always look at gaps and fills. Very, very crucial. Like obviously, we can get above that 8 and 21-day, then we can follow the candles all the way up till we possibly hit 50-day, but let's not worry about that because right now, there's a lot of resistance here, and we got a really, really wild market. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have the crude oil, we have your daily, and we have your weekly chart. Now, when you look at the crude ski here, you can see here, this is just a huge indecision candle, okay? It popped up nicely on that possible, we're going to delay the tariff nonsense, but it never worked out, okay? So now what we're looking for here is on the upside is we just do the reverse of what we had on the downside, okay? So let me just see here. I'll show you. Okay, so what we're looking for here now is, well, let's see, I took that out a little bit too much. Okay, so what we're looking for here on the upside is we're going to be looking for your resistance level right there at 61.82. That's going to be your resistance level. Then we're going to come up here, okay, at 62.43. Okay, and then we're going to come over here to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 63.64, and then we'll come down to the bottom of there at 64.36. Okay, and then we're going to hit this 65.22 level. So as we're watching these as support levels, now all these levels here become resistance. Okay, so all you have to do is look to the left of the chart. Now all these here, these points here, are all resistance until we hit this 65.22. Now you can see the 8-day rolled over here, crossing over that 21-day. This is looking very ugly. The candle's really ugly. So this is a trader. This is not a buy and hold. I'm loading up for down the road and all this nonsense. this is a trader on the old crude ski. Now, we start losing this level here, then we're going to start getting into some. This is your next level right here, is this 57.25, okay? So that's the next level if we lose that 58.95 level, okay? And then we can come all the way over here. So we're looking at the top of that is 53.93, and you could get right down to the 50 level very, very quickly, okay? But let's not worry about this. Let's watch on the downside. That 58.95, that's going to be key, because that was today's low. If it's lost, 57.25 is your target. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, natural gas obviously could not hold it, okay? So we had this double top situation, tried to rally up, couldn't get back up there, and then two big-ass red candles. Now, I always say one level at a time, so right here, what we're watching is this right here, price channel 3.73. Now, you can see where it lost it, and now what do we have here? 3.66, that's gone, okay? So right now, we're sitting at 3.62. So where's next? Right here. This is your candle, 3.55. That is going to be your next support level there on natural gas, okay? So just keep on watching that, and then what we do is we'll come right to the bottom here, looking at 3.46 level here, and then we'll come down here, okay, 3.35, and then we have right here at 3.29 level, okay, we can come down to the bottom of that candle, 3.23, and then this is what we're looking for right here, 3.16. That's going to be very, very key, okay, because there's your gap, and then 311 on top of that candle is your fill. Gap, fill. That's going to create good support if it keeps rolling down, and then we obviously have the 200-day at 302. Now, here we have this 200 or 21-day sitting here, okay? So we have this nice double bottom situation, and we have low, and then higher low so far. But this 21-day is going to be key on a closing basis by Friday, okay? Because this is a weekly chart. So that's what you want to watch, 3.68 by Friday. If we lose that, well, then we got a good shot at coming all the way down to this 50 SMA here. Very, very easy. You're looking at about 296, 297, very, very easily here. But by Friday, it needs to get back above that. We can, then we can go right here to this 394 level, which is your 200 SMA here. And then we have your 8-day sitting there at 4 flat, okay? But right now, watch this 100-day. So when those futures open, watch that 100-day, okay? Actually, KOLD, very, very good scalp there today. Go on there. I scalped 2 points out of that there today. It got as low as 21.12 and as high as 24.79. I could have got a little bit more, but I was too busy with everything else here that was going on here with the TQQs and the Tesla and the crude and all this. So watch this candle, okay, and watch that 100-day. So when those futures go open up here, again, you want to watch that 100-day on the upside. If you get above, then we can retrace some of this here, get back to that 373, maybe that 50-day at 387, and then we have that 8-day, 395, and then you have 402 as your 21-day. But right now, this looks like it just wants to fall and go lower. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. We'll take a look here at crude oil, natural gas, and the whole 9 yards in Bitcoin, as usual. But just remember, this is a trader's market until we find a bottom. You let the charts tell you, okay? What we're looking for is some kind of a reversal candle. Either a red dog where it blasts down lower and then it turns green and it stays green and then goes higher the next day. We're looking for something like that, or a higher low, something that tells us the selling is over. Right now, the selling is not over, okay? Trader's market. All right, trader, what's in front of you? Not what you want.